Oi, is I underscore your favorite boy. And guess who we have here today? It's all four of us for once.
Yeah, it's me.
Who's next?
Hi.
It's you.
It's me. Inky. Yes, it's me. Golden Freddy. That's me. I'm the
You
one.
are not. Are you?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Dark Rooms podcast. We're all here. And
I just realised I couldn't hear anything for the past a minute.
Do an intro or something. I don't know.
we just
Oh,
Hello, welcome to the Dark Rooms podcast. My name is Ozone. We are joined with
Psychic.
Joined with makes it sound like we're all like conjoined and stuff.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know. Yeah.
Speaking of Pizza Kit.
Breaking wheel, perhaps.
Seamless transition.
Oh,
Seamless
breaking wheel.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the Puppet Carver, also known
Pupper
as
Carve.
the Pupper Carve.
Pupper Carve.
Who made
Pupper
that up?
Carve. I did. That's me.
Pupper Carve by Scoot Kuthin.
I know Inky is very important to today's episode on
I
the
am.
Puppet
I am.
Carver.
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed.
All right. So we just get right into it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
The Puppet Carver is a story written by Ellie Cooper, I presume, as part of the 9th volume of the Fazbear Fright series, titled The Puppet Carver. That's right. It's this title story, so it's on the front. But
Well done,
it's
Inky.
clickbait. It's clickbait, by the way.
Clickbait, huh?
We could talk about the clickbait in a bit.
No, it's not.
It's not that bad.
It's not okay. It's not bad. I don't detract from the actual story itself, but it's like something to note.
Yeah.
Because it is misleading.
I feel like the Puppet Carver cover is like related to I think the machine in the back is the Puppet Carver, but the puppets in the on the cover are from the Puppet Carver story that's in the Puppet Carver story.
Even with that, there's only one puppet in the story, and there's only one of them, and we can talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Let's talk about it, because that's what a podcast is. You just talk, and
really
everyone
just-
listens.
Yeah.
So,
Because
do
they
you want to
have-
get just do a quick summary of the story?
I made a summary
Alright,
video
summary.
of every single story, so I can just take the script if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
How about you read out
Yes,
some
but
of
make it funny.
What do you mean? It's already funny.
Okay,
Go ahead.
go on.
It's not. Okay. Let's quickly cover the Puppet Carver. Okay, so the Puppet Carver is about Jack, last name Ass, who is a horrible boss of a pizzeria and a horrible person to everyone in his life. His business isn't doing very well, so one of his workers, Porter, shows off a machine called the Puppet Carver, which creates animatronics out of wood for a very low cost. And it malfunctions, who'd have thought? And Jack fires all of his workers in rage. Then later that night, Jack hears something from the machine. He goes inside to see what's wrong. The door locks behind him, and buzzsaws approach his body. And basically, it's implied that he... I don't know. How would you guys explain this? In the story, he dies, but it's implied that he doesn't.
It's weird.
Right?
I personally, I don't know. This one's such a strange one. I don't
Gentlemen,
think he dies.
sorry.
I don't think he dies. Personally,
interesting. Gentlemen, there is a 6-letter solution to all of these problems. Those letters are F-A-Z.
Well, that's a hyphen,
O-O. Forget the hyphen. Nobody cares about the hyphen.
Anyway, so he goes in the machine, and then basically the story is just told that he comes back out again and he escapes. But it's a weird moment. Basically, when he comes out, he has a completely different outlook on life because he had a near-death experience. So he goes to do nice things to all these different kinds of people, but then he gets cornered by this monster made of Fazgoo and human organs, I must add.
Yup.
And then the monster reaches out to him, and he feels all of the pain he's ever dealt to anyone in his life before it disappears. So yeah, just your average Five Nights at Freddy's story. He apologizes to his workers. I mean, it is. We've had worse.
Okay, I mean, we had Pig Patch. That makes it count. That
Pig
Pig
Patch.
Patch is in the story briefly.
Oh yeah, technically.
And
Yeah,
Baron
true.
von Bear.
Yeah.
Baron
So
von-
he apologizes to his workers and he rehires them, leading to Porter creating a better version of the Puppet Carver. And Sage, who is another worker, looks in the trash compartment and finds Fazgu and human remains. Discuss.
So I.
So he died?
So, Psychic, explain your mentality behind
Yes,
this. I'm
okay.
curious
So-
because it seems pretty straightforward to me, at least.
To
Yeah.
me, like, there's a couple things that, like, make me not think that he died. But then there's, like, the stuff in the tray. But anyway, so my thought process was, it didn't... Like, the story clearly says, like, the machine stopped before the solid waste killed him. Like, there...
According to his perception, yes.
Yeah, but I feel like there would have been, like... You know, like, in... Like, he told me everything. When he was dying, he was aware that he was dying. And, like, it wasn't just,
But I
like...
think the Puppet Carver, being an efficient machine, would have allowed for almost seamless transitions that I didn't even notice.
I don't know. But anyway, so then it's like, you know, like, he gets better because the Fazgu, like, made him feel all the pain that he felt. But I was, like, thinking about it, and I was like, the whole, like, the whole Puppet Carver story is about how, like, the puppet, like, goes through pain to become human. And at first he was, like, unfeeling, and I thought it was, like, a parallel to, like, Jack.
Yeah.
So, but, like, he felt the pain, and then he got better. It's not like he, like, became, like, a new person, but I don't know. I
think that's a good point. Because...
And also, like, it's just, to me, it's a better story if he doesn't die. To me, personally.
Okay.
My opinion on that is ultimately the outcome is the same for the story. Ultimately, Jack's a better person, so it's technically a happy ending. However, if he didn't die, then I'd say it's a much worse story because nothing actually happened.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's true.
Would
Psychic,
you like, or if Psychic,
what are you going to talk about?
I would just like to explain what I think the story of Puppet Carver is. And then after that, after we've all said our thoughts, we can share our opinions on the story and go on from there.
Okay. Go ahead.
Alright. So we've got the Puppet Carver, obviously. We've got the Fazgu, we've got Jack, we've got his change in personality, and we've got the stories of the Puppet Carver within the Puppet Carver. So I think Jack goes in, Mans gets shredded, but he doesn't notice because it's a seamless transition to the Fazgu consciousness. He walks out of there as a puppet. Maybe like I don't recall it ever describing anything physical about Jack. He could have been made from wood for all we know. At that point, I don't recall any sensory descriptions from beyond that point. And at that point he's a puppet. He's a Fazgu kind of creation. He is happy to be alive, just like the He Told Me Everything Chris monster.
Yeah.
He has a fresh outlook on life. Go do stuff. Go hang out. Be alive. Fazgu catches up with him. What's the Fazgu? The Fazgu is what's left of old Jack from after the machine has messed him up.
His remains.
Fazgu catches up with him, inflicts that pain, and sort of obviously the Fazgu disappears. What happens to it, we don't technically know. It is of my opinion that the Jack puppet kind of absorbed it, and at that point, having felt the pain that Jack, the real Jack, not to be confused with the real Jack, I already made that joke in my video.
The real Jack. You gotta be kidding me.
Anyways, in my opinion, when the Fazgu of old Jack, with all the mental pain that he's inflicted on everyone, fuses with Puppet Jack, that's when he sort of becomes the real Jack. Just like in the Puppet Carver story, where the puppet guy eventually becomes a real person, and he's got feelings and everything. And so I don't really understand another scenario where the puppet carver machine is filled with human organs and crap without Jack dying. So that's personally what I believe the
Yeah.
story
that's,
is.
That's like one thing like stops like my thing from being like, oh, I believe this 100%.
There's no
Like,
reason for there to be organs if he didn't die in there.
Right, and from our perspective, there's no reason for that scene and cliffhanger thing to really
Be there.
happen if
Exactly.
nothing was out of the ordinary, there wouldn't even be a point to the story.
Yeah.
So, anyone else have any interpretations of the puppet carver that they want to share?
I agree with you, Inky. I do agree with you on a story basis.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out something that Psychic was kind of getting onto, and that's the fact that he made a good point in that Jack is instantly. If he did die, it was very instant to him,
Mm-hmm.
Leaving the machine again, which is very different to how Fazgu works, and He Told Me Everything. So I feel like
counterpoint, baby tooth. He didn't go to sleep like everyone else.
Go ahead.
That's my counterpoint. The baby tooth. It took way longer. It was this gradual transition.
The other students they still took time. It wasn't instant for them.
While they took a nap, and it was so. We ultimately don't have enough information, I think.
Yeah.
Because it could have been instantaneous when they took the nap, or it could have been gradual, but they didn't notice because they took the nap.
Are we assuming that like the thing they do in the science class is supposed to be like learn about yourself kind of clarity, or Jack seems to have become a better person from this. So is Fazgu just a become a better person kind of thing?
Maybe.
I remember the story. In the story, it said that the teacher, Dr. Little, he said that the experiment was a life-changing experiment.
Okay.
Quite literally life-changing.
Maybe it is meant to be helpful to you in how you act and stuff.
I assume so. I assume it takes people's bad people and makes them into good people.
The worst aspects.
Yeah.
Of turning them into
but does that mean that Fazgu is evil or is it good?
I think it's like one of those like twisted mentalities where it's like the ends justify the means. Like the original person dies, but what's left is really good.
It's better than what you started with.
Yeah.
I think this is a good transition, but as far as that mentality of Fazgu, I do think that Puppet Carver has succeeded in a very, very small, minute amount at partially adding retroactive context and meaning to He Told Me Everything. Especially if we want to look at it from the perspective that Dr. Little is not just some random dude doing science for science sake and ruining a bunch of kids' lives. He sees what he's doing as right, I'd say.
Because he's improving the outlooks on life and behavior of these children.
I like how the way.
Ultimately, I still don't like the story, but
I love the way you kind of gave it some grace, but then you made it. You said in such I hate this so much.
I still freaking hate the story, but hey, give some.
I was gonna ask, is your opinion on He Told Me Everything higher now that you've read the Puppet Carver?
I would say it's complicated because as a whole, I'd say slightly higher. But
wow.
I don't always like looking at it through the lens of the entire picture, because in order for a big picture to work, every piece has to pull its weight. And He Told Me Everything doesn't pull its weight without any context from Puppet Carver. So on its own, He Told Me Everything is still a garbage fire.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Inky.
It's not that bad.
It's really not.
It is though. Anyway, so Fazgu, I almost said it's growing on me. I'm not sure we've reached that status yet. My relationship with Fazgu.
It's growing on me. Is that a pun?
But still, the question is, what is Fazgu?
I think it's
something on
probably
it's something in Inky's house.
Yeah, it's on my desk right here, actually.
I have some too.
I also have some.
Psychic
it's the real stuff.
Psychic, you gotta make some for yourself so that we can all have Phasgo.
What is that, Ozone?
It's Phasgo.
Phasgo.
Says
Strawberry.
Phasgo.
Have you shown them your Phasgo?
I have the
Strawberry jelly.
I have the officially licensed Phasgo
Wait,
that they
that's
sold at
officially-
GameStop.
Wait, really? That's officially.
This is FNaF slime right here. It's not actual Phasgo, it's just FNaF slime. But it's got Freddy's head on it.
Interesting.
So it's
Anyway,
Phasgo.
I hope all of you watching this
Reminder,
podcast,
they can't see our cameras.
Yeah, they can't see our cameras at all.
Whatever. It's the officially licensed FNaF slime.
But I
Without a
think
GameStop.
that manifestations of emotions are obviously a thing. Obviously, we've had agony before.
Yes.
That had never really physically manifested, though. That was able to give life to stuff like the Stitch Wraith and everything.
Yeah.
But I think now we've got, like, full-on physical, tangible manifestations. We had Ralpha, who I believe is a manifestation of emotion in Bunny Call. We have Julius in The Breaking Wheel, who I also, unpopular opinion perhaps, but I feel he's also a manifestation of Reed's paranoia because, and here's why, real quickly, they stress the point time and time again that there is no possible way that that remote can reach the school. Why say that so much if that's actually what happens? I think Reed being so paranoid about it and having that exact mental image in his head, remember that the exact way he imagined it was the thing that attacked him.
Yeah.
I believe that manifested into a physical being that attacked him.
Also, his friends didn't really see the whole scene, right?
Right,
No,
they
they
left. They went to
didn't.
get soda and stuff. But even when they came back, the thing was probably making noise the floor right above them, and they didn't
And-
pay any mind to
Well,
it.
they
It's-
heard it, but they heard it.
Well, yeah, at the very end. At the
Oh.
very end, they did.
Well,
at the
it's
very
kind
end.
of something we're actually seeing a lot. We're seeing it as if we say it's Julius, you've seen the Blackbird. We have whatever the frick happened to the girl in
Yeah.
Pizza Kit. It's kind of recurring a lot, actually. These things that aren't actually there, but are tormenting people.
1:35
And I think
a.m.
that's 1:35
That
a.m.
one, I don't know. That doll might have actually been haunted.
Well, yes, but it might not. I don't think it was always.
It could
physically
it could have been
doing-
haunted. It could have been haunted, but it's the mindset that you get
Right.
from the haunted object, and then it just kills you basically.
So there's like physical stories and psychological stories, and now we're having like a bridge between them
Right.
with Phasgo and Bunny Call, and I would argue the Breaking Wheel.
All right.
Oh wow!
So we spent about 20 minutes talking about Puppet Carver. Do we want to talk about
Wait.
Jump for Tickets a little bit?
Well, maybe in a bit. I think we still need to go over like our general opinions
okay.
of the story.
I think
like how-
Ozone's
Psychic, you love rushing into things, don't you?
I'm
I think
sorry.
Ozone's got something.
I know
he'd like to
things.
say.
Things are just ticking in my brain. Like I feel like we are slowly actually solving the Fazbear Frights books.
Yeah, I think we're
Like
at the-
slowly, we're getting there.
I
If
wouldn't say solving,
and-
but I like analyzing the reoccurring themes and overarching
No, yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Because there are reoccurring themes all the way through these stories. And what you said, Inky, it was the fact that there are a lot of physical stories and there's a lot of emotional torment stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're getting tied together.
With
Can
Phasgo.
I just propose a
Yeah,
theory
what's that?
that possibly all of the physical stories are connected to the Stitch Wraith in some way?
And all the non-physical are in their heads that are more emotional.
Yes. Because it wouldn't make sense for a story that happens just in someone's head to randomly appear in the Stitch Wraith. Like, how is that going to connect?
I believe 1:35
If you
a.m. is
understand.
connected. to
1:35
Stitch
a.m. is connected
true.
to the Stitch Wraith.
True.
That would provide a good excuse for what we found, though. If more of that, even though Springtrap is technically physically there, I think if we can categorize that with the mental stuff, because it was primarily in Hudson's mind, that could ease the Springtrap problem in the books.
I still don't think there's a Springtrap problem, but that's just me.
Is the Springtrap from what we found Afton pre-fire, and then the Mana Room 1280 is Afton post-fire?
That's what
That
I
would
was
be-
saying.
That would be that would be a great solution. However, for the Stitch Wraith to happen at all, Man in Room 1280 has to happen at the beginning of the timeline.
Yeah, I
so you
know,
can
and
invest
that's very
flash and
true.
stuff.
And then the Springtrap is just
Very
before that. Springtrap is like before that.
Yeah.
But what by that logic, what we found would have to take place in the late 70s or early 80s.
And it's hardly even clear
Before Freddy's was even really open, so how can there be Fazbear Fright?
it's hardly even like possible to tell what happens in what we found and like what is actually happening and what's not. It is such a weird story that you
For
can't
all we
tell
know,
what's...
honestly, I mean, obviously, we're kind of getting a little off topic with what we found. And Ozone, I see you wanting to speak. I'm just gonna say this real quick. What if we just thought it was Springtrap? What if it was like we were indoctrinated into this is FNAF 3 mindset. So when they bring in a bunny costume, and Hudson potentially hallucinates and thinks he sees a corpse inside, it's actually just an animatronic, and it's not actually possessed at all.
I don't totally believe
It's
that.
probably...
Because
It's an
I think
idea.
him touching the flesh was the thing that set off all the hallucinations and stuff, I believe.
Okay.
But what I was gonna say is, sorry, Psychic.
No, you were first. You were first. Go.
Well, okay.
You've been waiting a while.
What I was going to say is that. Damn it! I forgot now.
No.
I haven't. If we see more than one person, see like a spring trap or something else that could be in someone's head, then it's real, right?
Yeah.
Like, we see all of the workers at the Fazbear Fright look at the spring trap and stuff, right?
But
Like they bring it in.
do they call out the
So the spring
body?
trap has to be real.
No, just... The spring trap is real, but it's debatable if the body's real because only one of them notices that.
That is true, however.
That's
All
what I
right,
was sort
my
of saying.
turn. So
Yes,
something
Psychic.
I was looking for and what we found, and I don't remember if we saw it or not. Remember the logbook Chica?
Yes.
The
From
dabbing
Scrap-
one?
No,
Scrap Chica.
Scrap Chica.
Scrap
Oh, you had me
Yes.
worried for a second.
Not dabbing Chica.
Dabbing Chica. The scrapped one, the one that we.
Yes.
The
I can pull up a picture because I love doing that.
I don't remember seeing it. I remember I was looking. I think I heard someone mention it was in what we found, but I never saw it, and I don't remember it.
I don't. I,
pretty
don't,
sure
I
that was just
personally
a-
don't recall it.
I'm pretty sure that was just a bunch of Chica parts or an undescript Chica. I don't think that was specifically that Chica.
Because there was
I think it had a lot of similarities.
I mean, it's just a broken down Chica.
The only thing I would say though is why would that Chica be in that book to tease what we found?
Well, I mean, why
It
was,
doesn't really have
why was,
anything
why
to
was
do
there
with
the
It
one,
doesn't make much sense.
there was the one.
Yeah, we still don't even know what it's for.
I still like to
I
think
don't-
that it was
I-
just an aesthetic teaser for FNAF 6, and it's non-canonical.
Yeah, I think it's a
though it
lost
could
cause.
exist. I don't think it has much relevance. It's not that important. It was just a teaser for the aesthetic, you know?
Perhaps, yes.
Like Baby was. Even though we never see it, it's still just a kind of non-canonical... This is what Chica would look like if she was in this form.
I mean, there was that one like glitch, the spring trap that was all glitchy, that I thought was from what's it called, In the Flesh.
I saw
That
this
one
image...
I
This
can see
image
as
right
In the
here.
Flesh or Help Wanted with Glitch Trap.
I saw that as a more figurative, like, representation of William transferring to this digital form in VR. That's
Yeah.
about all. Just right there. Just wait for the Ultimate Guide's last page teaser. Oh, I'm so excited.
So what do you guys think of the Puppet Carver as a story?
I liked it. I thought it was fun. Don't hate
It-
it.
Cool, yeah. There's been worse stories.
It doesn't offend
wasn't too fond on it.
It doesn't offend me.
me. I mean,
I thought we were going to get an Inky
It's
rant
definitely-
about Fazgoo, but he seems to be warming up to it.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah, he
sorry,
is.
I'm subverting expectations.
unacceptable.
Is this a Fazgoo copy of Inky?
Oh, you
I will
have
not
changed.
confirm nor
I
deny.
did give him Fazgoo. Oh no!
Gosh dang it.
Is this canon? Is this lore? Dark
Is
Room's
this-
lore?
is this
Hey
Dark
guys,
Room's
this is
lore? He
Ozone Psychic _, and Gooey Goo.
Gooey Goo.
Gooey goo.
That is, I bet that's a character now. People are gonna make that.
Gooey Goo. That's you. You're Gooey Goo
That's
now.
me. Oh,
Fan
caught
art.
me. Oops.
Oh my gosh.
Stitchy, if
That's
you're
why
watching this,
that's why I can't say-
your next art has to be with Gooey
No,
Goo.
we already have our next art planned. It's the
That,
Oh my
that's
gosh. Yes, the thing that we're not going to say, are we?
yeah. No, it's not that. It's not that.
It's not that funny one?
I could use that.
it's
Oh.
why I can't say
What
Pupper.
the
Pupper
Doki
Carve,
Doki
I
Literature
can
Club?
say-
Do we want to have the Doki Doki Dark Rooms?
Oh no! Wait, no,
Club
wait! Don't.
for 5
You can just edit it out.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll
We'll see.
see. We'll see.
I love that one so much.
So you guys sort of seem a little just sort of neutral / meh on the Puppet Carver.
Oh, what are you getting at now?
Yeah, I'm more meh.
Yeah, meh.
Here's the thing.
Oh no.
When I was reading the Puppet Carver, I liked it, but
Oh no.
But. There's always a but.
I think it was easily the better version of He Told Me Everything.
Mm.
Does that make it a good story? It makes it a good half of a story, because that's what it felt like. It felt like it just stopped halfway through a story. I feel like if they carried out the themes, had some conflict, and didn't leave it off as like a shock value, oops, looks like he's dead thing, I feel like it could have been a really good story. But it feels like half of one. Like they stopped before they could actually go anywhere with it.
Okay.
So it's definitely, I don't know if you've all seen my tier list video, but it's a low C. It's better in my opinion than He Told Me Everything and even Dance With Me a little bit.
I loved
Oh,
Dance.
Dance With Me is good.
Dance With Me is great.
I love Dance With Me.
Dance
I
With
love
Me
that
is
one.
good.
Boring. It's
What
I'm
the
sorry.
frick?
It's
You have some
boring.
weird taste, man.
Yeah.
Your mum is boring. Sorry.
I mean,
I was just really
I
bored
will
reading
give
it.
your mother,
I will give the Puppet
your
Carver some
mother's
credit.
boring.
I did actually. I liked the Sylvester aspect with the story, like
That was
in
that was
between.
cool. And I
I
liked the
quite like that
characters.
because it was a nice parallel.
Oh, Inky
And
loves
characters-
that.
The characters were good.
Inky loves that.
Characters for me, really what make or break a Fazbear Fright story.
Mm.
If, for example, He Told Me Everything had a good character, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad.
Listen, he told me everything had a good character because you love to hate him.
Whoa.
Yes.
N-
He was
You
one
love
of-
to hate Matt. You love to hate Matt in the flesh because he's so bad. Chris and He Told Me
That's why I
Everything.
like him.
Chris and He Told Me
Oh.
Everything is he's like in the valley. He's not a good character, but he's not a like hateable character. I mean, he is a hateable character, but he doesn't quite reach the top of the other side where he's likable hateable. He's just a petty kid
Yeah.
whose only character is being a jerk to his friends.
I thought he was. I thought like I was like. I don't know. I didn't think he was that bad.
Boys.
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was bad. Full stop.
Yeah.
I'd still give it a meh, but
I mean,
Don't get me wrong. It's not a
wasn't
good
bad.
story. It's not a good story, but it's not this like a dumpster fire that Inky makes it out to be.
Boys, I gotta dip in
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Huh?
Yes. I have to dip
What?
in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
But I bet you nerds can take care of the rest. I don't know how far in we are.
We are 30 minutes in.
All right, half a video with me, half a video without.
Half the video.
I will come back and it will not be me. It will be the Fazgoo double.
I'm infecting everybody.
Oh my gosh, I'm next. Who's
Yep.
who's gonna last the longest?
No, Inky's gonna come to my house and infect me.
Yes,
Ozone, you're gonna last
totally
longest
hope
because you live in the UK. We can't touch you.
so. Ozone is the
That's true.
protagonist.
You're the protagonist now. We're after you.
I'm also vaccinated.
I'm vaccinated.
So am I.
I'm vaccinated.
We're all vaccinated.
Get your vaccines, kids.
Yes.
Please, kids, whoever's
I
listening.
guess, I guess not even the. I guess I couldn't even stop Fazgoo. Sadly,
the
the
Fazgoo
vaccine was not for Fazgoo. It was for
Oh my
COVID.
gosh.
So therefore, I mean, I'm totally not Fazgoo. What are you talking about? Quiet.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Here's a question for you all.
Goo.
I've got two questions. We can intertwine it into one question. Do you think, firstly, the Fazgoo is all going to appear in like the Stitch Wraith and like that kind of universe?
Probably.
And secondly, what was it? Oh yeah, Do you think that Phasgu, Remnant, and what's the other one? Agony. Might have a connection in some way with one another?
Sure, why not?
Let me
Yeah.
throw in some things. One, with how much blood is in the ball pit in the Stitch Wraith, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some Phasgu or something Phasgu composed down there.
Oh.
And two, what is it, Ozone?
How would that relate to the time travel? Because I'm
No
scared.
idea.
I'm honestly scared. If we want to briefly touch on that, I am scared that the blood samples are
Same.
from our. I was so because it can't just be time travel. The tokens in his pocket. You don't. I'm concerned for the into the pit implications. I'll say.
I
that.
had always
Yeah.
assumed it was a pocket universe of sorts. A couple days captured in just
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Do we want to touch
little-
on that? Do we want to touch on the
Just,
time travel?
like you go to this pocket universe and it's just those couple days leading up to the incident, but you doing that does not affect.
well, it's not just a
the
couple days.
incident.
He goes there for
And then-
months, right? I mean, like from
Okay,
the start of summer to the
I
end
thought it
of
was a
summer.
couple days.
Guys, big brain moment. Use it. Remember the mirror analogy with Agony?
Yes,
The ball pit is just that. It's captured the underscore said. It's just captured those days. And
it's captured those days, and then
Captured all
Yeah.
days for the last 30 years.
and it even
It's like a camera.
it
yeah,
captured
the ball
the
pit is a
couple
big
days.
camera.
I don't know how long he was using that ball pit to go back in time. I thought it was only a week or so.
No, it was because it was like the start of the summer because you know
He hung out there a bit.
So it
Well,
was
then it just
no wait
captured the year leading up to it. If whatever,
because
I
it
don't
was I remember the book started with him like at the end of the school year and then like it ended like when he like went back to school.
know. Mm.
So it was the entire summer, but
I don't think it just captured that time period. I think it actually captured like the pit spring Bonnie. It made a clone of William that was kind of thriving there.
Like
'Cause
a
that's the
memory.
only-
It's a memory of
It made a copy or
And
His-
notice he's not human. He's not human in Into
is
the
Into
Pit
the
either.
Pit spring Bonnie made of Phasgu. He's all organic on the inside.
Oh no! I think here's what I think of it. If it's like a memory, if it's like a fabricated world, then if it's from the perspective of a murdered kid, they're just seeing the suit. They don't see him as a human. Therefore, Into the Pit Spring Bonnie isn't a human. It's a beast.
It's just a duplicate of William, really. And it is kind of trapped in that little pocket dimension. But it is
Until
the
it
only
gets
thing that
out
can
for some
it's,
reason.
yeah, it's the only thing that can do anything there. It is the only one aware of its circumstances.
But I think we can agree that no matter what the real solution to Into the Pit is, it literally can't just be time travel.
I don't think it's time travel.
Because there's the tokens where he gets like a bunch of them in his pocket.
See, let's say
I think it could be a little bit of time travel.
I think time travel could ultimately be involved, but it can't be the only thing at play.
only to the slightest degree.
Oh yeah.
It can't
Right.
be heavily
Yeah.
relied on.
Because like tokens, we can't get past the tokens.
Yeah.
So do we want to talk about jump for tickets, or do we?
yeah.
I hope you boys have fun for that, because I'm out of here.
Okay. See ya. in the
Okay.
Underscore. No,
Goodbye.
don't go under the machine. Don't go under the machine.
and he's gone. We've lost him.
Oh no.
All right. So
He's
jump for
trapped
tickets.
under the jump for tickets machine. We lost.
What a freaking nerd. What a nerd. Oh my god.
I
All right.
can't believe he's gone.
Mr. Zoney Zone.
Man, I disagreed with everything he said. Sorry, what?
So, are you gonna give us a funny description for jump for tickets?
Why does it have to be funny? I'm not a
I can
funny
do it.
person.
Because
I
you
can
had
give
like the same thing like you did for Puppet Carver.
Okay, I'll say the first line. And while we're on the topic of appreciating life, let's jump to the next story.
Woo, yeah.
All right. So, Inky, you want to do this? You want to do the summary for this one?
All right, so we got Colton, and he's a rambunctious little lad. His father is dead. So basically,
That's the whole story.
so guys, jump for tickets. What do you think? In all seriousness, though, back to a I say in all seriousness, but it's not going to get any more serious from here on out. So we got Colton. His father is dead and he's an edgy lad. The story starts off with him cyberbullying, like every good kid should. I mean, he's cyberbullying, which is bad. And he goes to Freddy's a lot because he's a cool gamer. And he wants the new Nintendo Switch Lite on the top shelf of the
Nintendo Switch
arcade.
OLED.
Yeah, the OLED. They're selling it early over there at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. About, probably quite a few years early, like maybe 30. It's probably just a Game Boy. But anyways, he's going there and he's saving up his tickets and he's playing all the games and everything is going, I mean, not smoothly because he's an angry child and he wants his gaming setup. And he is especially annoyed with the Jump for Tickets game. I don't know what this accent has devolved into. It is no longer an announcer, and is perhaps now perhaps a
It's
different announcer.
What's his face? What's that one guy?
Frenchman.
Frenchman!
It's a little bit of a lower. It's a bit lower than Frenchman.
A bit
however.
lower, but it's still...
So the Jump for Tickets machine is rather rigged in his opinion, and it is extremely skewed to the younger audiences, as they get many more tickets than he does. So what is his plan? He plans to tinker with it. Nearby the machine is Coils the Clown, and he's probably entered. That's all we need to know about him. So he goes home and he starts planning, and he goes to Uncle Mike's house, and he garage mechanic place. Who knows what it really is?
Like
I
Michael
don't care.
Afton, like Mike.
Uncle
Shit.
Michael Afton, yes. So,
What?
so he borrows some tools from Uncle Mike, and he returns to the pizzeria. However, he plans to sneak in like a ninja. Like pro Fortnite gamer ninja.
Oh, I knew we were gonna go down that route. Damn it.
I know, I'm just repeating the same jokes as in my video. Go watch my video. Anyways, he sneaks in, and then he doesn't, well, he tampers with the machine, and it's the middle of the night, and he's all like, well, this is rather rambunctious of me. And he tries to escape, and he does, but he didn't plan on getting out. I mean, yes, he did. He didn't know how he was going to get out. I'm starting to trip over myself here. Basically, then he comes back the next day, and to his abject horror, the machine has not been fixed. It is still biased. How can a machine be biased? It's FNaF. All the machines are biased. They're haunted. I'm not saying the Jump for Tickets machine is haunted, but I mean, it's a recurring theme. So, he goes in again the next day early this time. He's... Oh! You want to know why I'm great at summaries?
Why?
I forget details. So, the whole reason he was able to tamper with the machine before is because... because he snuck inside and he hid past the closing hours. And in that scene, which you could think is unnecessary, it establishes that he has claustrophobia. Oh boy, I wonder how that'll come back later. So,
Yeah.
How does that come back later? I don't remember.
I didn't even pick up on that. Well done.
I mean, otherwise the scene has no purpose to exist. So, like, everything, it's all connected, everything has a purpose. Including standing behind a shelf for 15 minutes while Freddy's closes up. It's all connected. So he goes back in, he starts tampering with it. He gets in, and then Coils the Clown is there, standing there like, fellow, what are you doing in my establishment? And Colton does
Why
not...
does it sound like that?
Because that's what Coils the Clown sounds like. Don't question it. Colton goes in... Yes. Yeah. The oil market is going very well today.
The oil market.
The state of the economy.
What is this?
Colton
Economic decline.
Colton sneaks past the devious oil baron and goes to the machine. And he begins trying to tamper with it, but Coils the oil baron goes, "You fool! That is my
God.
life's work. My fortune is resting on this machine that is, I don't know, probably powered by electronics, but I am going to say it is oil, see?" So, Colton kind of kicks him, fights him, You know, Coils is down. Coils is out for the count. And he's like, you know what? Screw this oil baron. I'm going inside. I've got my flashlight. I'm just close the door because he's trying to drag me out. And he closes the door, tampers with the machine, and he's like, heck yeah, I'm gonna be such a gamer in a little bit. But the door doesn't open, and he's like, well, crap.
This is not poggers.
He goes, I can't be like pro Fortnite gamer ninja anymore. And yeah, then we get to the dark part, because he tries opening it. Coils is there, and he's like, you've done messed up, kiddo. And he's like, oh crap, what happens when the kids start jumping? So he's sitting there, and he's realizing that he didn't eat breakfast. He's kind of thirsty. His throat kind of dry. He's got the claustrophobia from earlier. And he's like, okay, I'll just scream when the thing starts up. Freddy's opens, and like the Freddy's that we know it is loud, and nobody hears him. He also has a dry throat, as mentioned earlier. And yeah, the kids pile in. They go, yeah, let's go. We're gonna jump for tickets. Yeah. Coils the Clown is like, children, no! Please do not do such a thing. And they start jumping, and they're like, where's the tickets? They're not coming out. Where's the tickets? I signed up for more tickets. Jump harder! So they start jumping harder. I'm sorry. It's all sinking in. I'm sorry.
Just these voices make me want to make a movie out of this.
Yes.
I'll voice act. I can do it, honestly.
Jump harder, do it!
Honestly, Psychic, that went so high that your mic didn't pick it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was supersonic.
Jump for tickets! I'm sorry. Listen. So, wait, quick side tangent. At my summer camp, there was a kid who
I'm almost done.
He only spoke in that voice. So, it was so annoying.
Oh yeah, Psychic, you told me about this at the meetup. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. But as I was saying, they're jumping, and they're jumping very hard. And they're like, hey, this game kind of trash. We're not getting any tickets. Let's go. Let's play this place. This isn't very poggers, bro. So they call over the employee. What was his name? Like Gus or Ted or Bob, one of those things. I remember they named him specifically. I don't recall why. But he goes, all right, kiddos, what's going on with this machine? It looks like it's not jumping properly. Okay, let's hop inside. Let me give it a few jumps here and there. Oh, that's a strange squishing sound. That's probably pretty bad. I'm gonna slap a out of order sign on this and walk away casually. What's this, Coils the Clown? You fool! You've just killed a child! Well, I cannot understand the thing he's saying, and now he's sad. Okay, well, I'm going to walk away now and conclude the story. Oh, what's this, little child? Hello, I am Aiden, Colton's cousin. I would like to... Have you seen him? I am trying to get tickets for him because he is sad all the time. And now you must feel bad because this is how the story ends, and he's dead. And Coils the Clown...
I want to know the faces he's making.
Hence, nothing remains except a dead child under a machine.
And
the
my
end.
oil company.
And my oil company. My oil company is still thriving.
Coils the Clown.
Stonks.
Guys, I would like to conclude the summary with one statement. Coils Oils.
Coils Oils.
Canon.
I thought that was the whole pun.
I actually came up with the pun right now, so
I actually didn't
I'm just ahead of my time, I guess, my own time against myself.
Coils Oils.
All right, that's another canon thing. Everybody draw Coils as an oil baron now, or I will fight you.
All right, so let's quickly talk about something that you mentioned.
Yes, sorry for taking so long. I take very long with stories.
But you said Coils is.
We want to hear about Coils Oils.
I want to hear about the Coils Owner thing because I don't see it.
Okay, so it's a clown animatronic, which we haven't seen. The defining factor, though, is he's described as having green and yellow stripes on his outfit.
Lemon and lime.
Lemon
Yeah.
and lime, yeah. And Ennard, obviously all we have of him is the mask, but his hat is green and yellow striped. And he's a clown, so...
And I want to iterate here that when we talk about Ennard, we're not talking about Spaghetti Ennard,
Right.
because that's all of the fun times together. We're talking about where the mask originally came from.
Right, that is what I mean.
Oh!
The mic only
We can't hit you!
The mic only just got...
Because, like, I was like, so confused. Like, I was like,
You're
why
just
how do you
making
think it's
a face.
Ennard? Because, like, it's just the fun times all put together. I guess
Yeah,
where did
it's the mask. So.
Where did the Ennard mask come from? I guess that is a good
Coils Oils. It's a licensed product. You can buy them. Coils
I
sells
honestly
them.
didn't see it at first, but now I get it.
I didn't get it before.
And if we're assuming that Colton is a Michael Afton parallel,
Oh,
then
boy.
it's all parallels with Ennard and stuff. But I don't totally believe that. So.
Huh? I'm sorry.
No, because Colton is believed to possess Coils at the end of the story.
Right, perhaps.
Because-
yes, probably.
Because
he's sad.
because Coils, who is a clown animatronic, literally changes his face from a smile to a sad clown with tears.
Now,
and then
I
hugs
didn't... Yes.
Aiden at the end.
I didn't initially think that, and here's why. I'm leaning towards that now that other people have made a case for it. But on my initial reading, I actually, I thought maybe Coils was even already possessed. Because he's not acting like a normal animatronic. He's waiting for Colton when he comes inside, tries to stop him from getting to the machine. That's not like something you can program a robot to do. Coils Duo?
Coils Duo!
No, no.
Also, why would Colton possess Coils? Why not the machine that actually killed him?
Haunted jump for tickets.
Jump for tickets duo!
A kid jumps once and it's all like collapses on him. It's like, I've claimed another victim, resets itself.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain that. I don't know. There's
I think
good
the
points
strongest
for both
evidence
sides.
is there's good points for both sides. I think the strongest evidence perhaps for Colton possessing Coils is the face change, because that's not something a regular animatronic can really do either.
Yeah.
Although if
No,
he's
I agree.
possessed, because he was trying to stop Colton from going in the machine, so he could just be sad that he failed.
Mm-hmm. But then why would he, like, not save him? Like, when he was in danger?
He tried though. He tried to drag him out of the machine. Remember,
I know,
he was
but then
trying to tell the.
Didn't he lock
He was trying to.
Didn't he lock it on him, though?
That's interesting, because I do recall him sort of blocking it, but maybe it was stuck to begin with, because he tries to get the attention of the Freddy's employee, so if he tried to just... Unless he's trying to gloat about it, like, hey, come look at this, I killed a kid, but then that wouldn't explain the sad face.
I also kind of want to say, has this happened before? Like, if we're going
No.
with the theory
This is the first time a
that
Jump for Tickets
Coils
machine
is
killed a kid.
possessed, if we're going with the theory that Coils is possessed by someone else, then could this have happened before, and therefore Coils tried to prevent it,
Ooh.
but it didn't work?
Time loop,
I-
time travel, let's go!
I need to speak, because I've spoken a lot. I'm gonna take a drink of water. I would be more on board with that if we didn't see the underside of the Jump for Tickets machine. I feel like if someone else died there, Colton probably would have noticed a small detail, even if it's like really old and it's all been cleaned up.
Yeah.
He probably would have noticed, like, not even he probably would have noticed. The book probably would have told us, like, hey, there's a weird kind of spot here.
From a
kinda
writer's
red.
perspective,
Yeah,
that's very true.
that's something that you'd probably
Yeah.
note if someone else was crushed underneath it before.
I agree.
He have,
Yeah.
like... When does Coils first start trying to get their attention?
Coils always sort of acted as the guardian of the machine. So maybe honestly, if we take it from honestly, Coils is now such an interesting character. Even beside all the oil baron jokes,
Yeah.
we've got, like, he's so ambiguous, like his intentions. Because if we go for like a more petty Coils, if he's just trying to guard his machine, he's trying to stop Colton, and maybe that's why he blocked it, because he was like, well, if you're tampering with my machine, you can just stay in there. But then once he realizes that the kid died, maybe that's when he goes sad, because that's not what he intended. He was just being a petty brat.
Brat Coils theory. New
Brat
theory.
Coils brat.
Coils Brat.
Coils
Brattles.
is just okay.
Brattles.
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 Ultimately, I think the true theory here, the true solution, is that Coils is a petty oil baron who died under a jump for tickets machine and possesses the cloud.
Ozone just dies.
Ozone is MIA. Unless we have any more theories or stuff to talk about, details to note, or symbolic stuff, we could talk about our opinions of the story, though. How are we on time, by the way?
We're at 50 minutes.
All right, so we could wrap things up with our opinions,
and then we can
for this?
quickly touch on Stitch Wraith because we've already done Pizza Kit in depth. So
Alright.
I thought
we talked about Stitch Wraith last time.
Did we?
We did.
Listen,
We also
talked
talked about it a little
here,
bit.
so-
We talked about a little bit with the time travel with the
I
blood,
guess.
but we could talk about the Eleanor part of it as well.
So a little backgrounds on the dark rooms. We've been trying to record Puppet Carver for weeks now.
Probably about like
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks.
So we've kind
almost
of
a month.
Yeah. Also, wait. Let's see here. Let me check the calendar real quick. We get
And I've been
Prankster.
in every single episode.
Yeah, we get Prankster in 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Really?
Not Prankster. Friendly Face.
Still, that is way
Friendly
sooner
face.
than I remembered.
3 weeks.
They're coming so fast that it feels
September
so
7th.
like, wow.
Puppet Carver feels like it's been out for ages now, though.
Yeah. So what do we think of Jump for Tickets?
It's good. I like it.
Overall, it's okay, but
Interesting.
it's probably another meh.
What are your
Might be another
grievances
meh.
with it, Ozone?
I don't know. I feel like I really like the ending. The ending is what makes this story good. Like, I think you guys can agree with that, right?
I would
Yes.
agree with that. I mean, obviously, it's all setting up
Yeah.
for the ending. So
Not
The
all
ending
stories,
is incredible, and I love those kind of endings. I just feel like that was the only really strong point
So-
of the story.
though. If I may just put words in your mouth, Ozone, you think like it was kind of like a slow start and like the action only really started at the very end?
That wasn't really where I was going, but yeah, actually, kind of.
Okay.
There wasn't much action. I wasn't too fond on the characters. I feel like they could have developed
That's
the
understandable.
relationship with Aiden a bit more, and then it would have been more emotional.
I do agree.
I
uh,
can also
and
see that.
Also, I actually don't like the fact that Coils was like trying to stop him. I would have preferred him to be more of a threat.
Yeah, Evil Coils.
But yeah,
Keevil.
Coils Oils it becomes evil.
He is an oil baron.
He is an oil baron. That is canon. That is very, very canon.
Yeah, I see your points, especially about Colton, and the characters in general and the relationships.
yeah.
I feel like I really like this story,
Me
but I
too.
do think that the characters are probably the weaker element, which is kind of going against what I said earlier about characters being really the strong part. But yeah, looking at just Colton and Aiden as characters, honestly, the other characters aren't really relevant at all. Those are like the two that matter, and even then,
Yeah.
Aiden matters
Yeah.
significantly less than Colton.
Mhm.
As just characters standalone, looking at the scope, the roster, if you will, of Fazbear Fright's characters, and even just protagonists, Colton is definitely a meh.
All right.
I'd agree.
I have a final question before we end out the episode. So, we talked previously about how Fazbear Frights 6 and 7 were kind of weak compared to the first 5. How are 8 and 9 to you guys? Because in my opinion, they are very strong. Overall, they're
8
pretty good.
8 is absolutely strong.
Yes, 8.
Strength.
8. I
Pure
think
strength.
Gumdrop Angel is right now the best Fazbear Frights book that we have.
I agree. That is what I put as the title of my tier list video on it.
Plug. But and I personally enjoyed all I enjoy maybe not my favorite, but I enjoyed Puppet Carver, I enjoyed Jump for Tickets, and I enjoyed Pizza Kit. So I thought this one was also pretty strong. Not as strong as Gumdrop
I think-
Angel, but I still
yeah.
think it was pretty good. So I think that the books are actually becoming better because like 1 through 5 were
They
good,
are.
6 and 7 were
For sure.
but 8 and 9 I think have had a stronger showing. But what do you guys think?
Ozone, I'll let you go first.
I will definitely say I agree. Gumdrop Angel was very strong, the strongest I would say as well. Number 9, Puppet Carver. I think all of the stories were pretty good, but not perfect. And I think a lot of that is because we just got a good book.
Yeah.
Gumdrop Angel, and you can't really top that. But
We got
overall, I
Puppet
think
Carver
it's
after
a
the
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
what would happen if we got Puppet Carver right after the cliffs.
Yeah.
What the perception difference would be
I
instead of
think
Gumdrop Angel.
it could
That'd
also
be
be we also think Gumdrop Angel was so good probably because The Cliffs was an book.
right. But okay. Ozone, continue though, or is that all you had to say?
Ozone?
He's speechless.
Yeah.
I bet this is Coils doing.
Ozone, can you hear us?
I can. I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry, my audio went. What happened?
So,
I just basically asked you if you had anything more to say.
No.
okay, then go.
All
Inky.
right. Okay. So, Gumdrop Angel. So going back to the question of these being really, whether or not these were really good books, the best series, our opinions on them, if it's getting better from here. Gumdrop Angel, I've said before, individually, each of the stories aren't S tier for me, but as a collective, it's the first book I think ever in the series to have all 3 of the stories be really good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There have been great stories paired with mediocre stories in the past. But Gumdrop Angel is consistently great. Puppet Carver is better than 6 and 7.
But below 8, obviously.
Is it better? Is it better than the first 5? I'd say.
How do we rank the first 5 books?
I think it's better.
Because I think
it's better than some of the first 5.
Because I think
Let's see.
I think the worst book right now is number 7. Then it's 6, and then
Yes.
maybe what would the next one be?
Then
Because 8's at the top.
I would honestly say 3, or 9.
But 3 has.
Anyways,
But 3 has room
we
for
can
one
let's do the ranking in a second. So 9, I feel, Jump for Tickets and Pizza Kit were really great stories that really captured the vibe of the first 5 books, in my opinion. Reading those, I felt like I was reading stuff like.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was reading stuff like Fetch or Count the Ways or To Be Beautiful Again. It felt like those,
Exactly.
which was really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, 9 is held back by the Puppet Carver. I don't hate the story. It just could have been so much more, and that I feel holds it back a lot. So do we want to talk about this ranking now?
Yeah,
as far as
quick.
the actual full-on books.
So we have 7.
I couldn't
6.
tell you honestly. Sorry.
Maybe 2. No. What about the first one above the cliffs?
I'm really nostalgic for the first one.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's the thing. The first one has nostalgia factor.
I can give my ranking in a sec if you want to think
Yeah,
out.
you go, Inky.
I could do mine now, and
Go.
you can think out yours. So 7 is the worst, even though I like the cliffs and have semi-mixed feelings about the Breaking Wheel. Mostly positive, or I don't know, mostly I'd say it's half and half on Breaking Wheel. Then above that, above that I think might actually be 3. And not 6. And I hate to say that because it's holding Room for One More back.
Mm-hmm.
Room for One More is a great story,
My favorite.
but I guess I'll use my being physically in pain while reading it to hold it back. That's my excuse. It made my throat hurt so bad. So 7-3, 1:35 a.m. I like, but it's not that interesting of a story, and I actually don't like the new kid much at all, aside from the Springlock scene.
Okay.
Then I'd say it's probably 6. I like Blackbird. I like Blackbird and the Real Jake. I like Real Jake a lot, obviously. Blackbird, I think, is a low A tier story. I actually like it a lot more than most people, but Hide and Seek holds it back severely because of just how
Yeah.
nothing was really accomplished. It was a weird twist ending.
For some reason, I just like hide and seek.
And it's very forgettable. It's forgettable most of all to me. After that, it gets tricky. So 7, 3, 6. Ooh, this is tough. Oh, yeah, it's very tough. I'm gonna have to say 2 after. So 7, 3, 6,
I can agree
2.
with that. Yeah.
Because I love Fetch. That's why it's difficult for me to put it down here. I love Fetch. Lonely Freddy and Out of Stock, in my opinion, are C tier stories. I like them, but they're not great, in my opinion. I see the potential in Out of Stock specifically, but something just didn't click with me for it. And Lonely Freddy had good characters, but not much happened. I mean, yes, there was the body swap, and that was kind of a big wow at the time. But yeah. So, oh, I just realized I haven't ranked 9 yet. Yeah, I should probably rank 9. So, 7, 3, 6, 9, 2. There we go.
69.
Okay, Ozone. So 7, 3, 6, 9, 2, 4, I think, is next. I love Coming Home. I do not love Step Closer and Dance With Me. I do not think they are great stories. So that... Actually... Oh, okay, yeah, no. Coming Home actually saves 4 from being swapped with 2, I think. That's the only reason it's there. After that, we've got, what, 3 left? We got 1, 5, and 8. Yep. So 1 is going to be next. So we've got 7, 3... Oh, it's getting harder to remember. 7, 3, 6, 9, 2, 4, 1.
5, 8.
5, 8, I think. But 5 and 8 are very close. 5
Okay.
is carried, I think, a lot by nostalgia for some reason. I get nostalgic for the weirdest stories, and like all of book 5 is nostalgic to me, especially because I was just having such a thrill ride when reading Man in Room 1280.
For me, the thing that lets down number 5 is Bunny Call.
Interesting. I really liked Bunny Call, but I see your point.
I didn't really like it.
So yeah, that's my ranking.
Is it my
7. Almost. I'm just gonna reiterate one last time. 7,
Oh my god!
7, 3,
3, 6,
6,
9,
9,
4,
2, 4,
1,
1.
5, 8.
No, wait. We're forgetting one.
We're
No,
forgetting
we aren't.
3.
No, you're right. No, 3 was the second lowest. Okay, we're done.
All right, my turn. All right, you guys want to see my list?
All right, sorry.
Okay. It's
You gotta
it's
go
7, 2, 6,
verbally,
9,
though.
3, 1, 4, 5, 8.
Slower, please.
7, 2, 6, 9, 3, 1, 4, 5, 8.
Okay.
So the cliffs
Okay.
and Breaking Bad were fine. He told me everything was but it's the worst book. Fetch just never grabbed me. It was never I probably have to reread it, but Fetch was never a story that grabbed me and made me want to reread it. I thought, Out of Stock was okay and Lonely Freddy was okay, but yeah.
Fetch doesn't grab you, it grabs your crush. Sorry.
All right, so Blackbird, I liked Blackbird. I thought it was fine. The Real Jake I really liked, and then I also liked hide and seek, but I
It
liked
just
them,
doesn't like
but it's not like, high enough to be.
they lose. Yeah, they lose by comparison.
Yeah. Puppet Carver, I liked all the stories, just, again, by comparison. 1:35 a.m. 1:35 a.m. was okay. I love, what's it called?
Wait for one.
Room
More.
for One More. Yes, I love it, but I forgot the name for some reason. It was the first book I read on my own, because, for the first 2 books, I watched Daco's videos. But Room for One More was the first one I personally read, so it's nostalgic for me. So that's probably why it's one of my favorites. And then I thought New Kid was fine. Into the Pit, nostalgia. Just all 3 books. They're okay stories, and they have nostalgia. Step Closer, I thought Step Closer was really good. I thought Dance With Me was really good. And Coming Home's like one of the best. Bunny Call, I love Bunny Call.
Ozone doesn't like that.
Bunny Call's good. I love Bunny Call. And then In the Flesh, I really like In the Flesh. And then Room for One.
Ozone is very.
And then of course at the very top,
enthusiastic with that.
Gumdrop Angel. So yeah, once again, 7, 2, 6, 9, 3, 1, 4, 5, 8.
6, 9.
We had
both
that
have 6, 9.
same. We did. Oh gosh. I noticed you said that all of Into the Pit stories were sort of okay, but it's nostalgic. For me, it's not only nostalgic, but I actually think all 3 are like really good.
They're good.
It's like honestly, yeah.
They're good, but they might
Unpopular-
be a little bit lower because of nostalgia. Like I don't
Yeah.
think. No, you can't deny that nostalgia helps.
Right. And I honestly, it's a very unpopular opinion, but I argue that Into the Pit is actually the worst of the first book.
Agree with that.
That's just
I
my
would agree
opinion,
with
though.
Yeah.
Hey,
I do like Into the Pit, the first story, for the nostalgia. But overall, I actually don't think it's that great of a story compared to the other 2.
yes, I agree.
I also think
I mean, I
Count the
like
Waste
Into
doesn't
the
get-
Pit.
I like how my one question.
I think Count the Waste doesn't get enough praise.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's quite a good
Yeah, a
story.
lot of people hate it. And it's like, why?
Yeah. Honestly,
Reread it.
I think Count the Waste is probably the first
Ozone.
character-driven story that got me hooked on the characters of the series.
Ozone, you need to finish all the audiobooks for the first 3 books.
Yeah, I need to do that,
you
but
did
it
Into-
takes time.
Yeah, I know it takes time, but you did Into the Pit, and I got really excited, but then you didn't do any other.
And then you stop.
Yeah, I'll do the other ones. Yeah.
I like how my
I
one
will.
question about how this story, these last 2 books have been better,
Yeah.
and, like improving the series, like devolved into like
Yeah,
more time.
my first audiobook was on Room for One More, and it was about someone getting a dry throat, and I was getting a dry throat while reading it.
I mean,
Also,
yeah.
I'm not going to do a whole list of what my favorites are because I don't know. Heck, I might even do a video on it. I don't know. But what I will say is that I have changed opinions very much with the Breaking Wheel, and it's because I went back and I looked at it and I reread some parts of it, and I actually looked at what it all means and stuff, and it's actually a lot higher up than I first put it.
Interesting.
So I do apologize, Inky, for putting it so low down. But
I mean, I put it pretty low down as well. I think it's bottom of B tier for me, or top
Oh.
of C tier.
I need to go through.
I mean, I enjoy it. Like I said, I'm like 50-50 on it. I'm mixed because it had things I didn't like too.
I still don't like Coming Home though. It just doesn't
That
make any
forever,
sense to
we
me.
will forever disagree on that
I'm
one.
gonna
I
kick him
believe.
from the group.
Yeah,
Yeah, banning Ozone. I think that's how we end out the episode.
Yeah. But
He said he's been in every episode. That stops now.
We're gonna replace him with Johnny forever.
Forever.
I'm kidding. But yeah.
Yes.
I remember I made a gut feeling tier list that took me 5 minutes. I probably should go in through and actually treat it I'm not a very critical person. I only think about the good stuff, never the bad stuff. I'm not an overly critical person.
And that's fine.
I'm
So, do we want to wrap up now?
I
This has
think
been a great episode, I think.
yeah, it's been a good one. Let's hope.
I always really like talking about Fazbear Frights.
I love Fazbear Frights. We're almost to the end though, and it's sad. It's very sad. 3 more books.
Maybe
Do-
one time, when
we
it's all
have-
done, we can have like a full retrospective on it in a podcast episode.
Yeah, maybe.
I think one episode we should talk about our Friendly Face predictions.
Let's see
Oh,
here.
yeah, we could do that.
Let's see here.
I think
Okay, we can end the recording, then we can talk about our future episodes. So,
all right. Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds good.
thank you so much for watching this
Just say that in
episode
the
of the
episode.
Dark Rooms podcast, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
And underscore
Bye.
ditch. Bye.
Bye.